So the chat program and the messenger program are very similar. We just had to implement more clients within the server. So I created global variables. CS is a socket, buffer reader is input, another buffer reader is a user input, the parameter is output, and a message. This main program starts the chat program. I did a try and catch, so if to get the port number is going to be the argument within the command line. And if it's a valid port number, just integer parse the port number, the argument. And if it's not valid, print out unexpected input. So client, and then I create a new instance variable client with a client port number, and then I just run it. This is a constructor. Yeah, it just takes into account the socket, user input, input, and output. And this is a read method. The read and write methods are very similar. I did them with both a try and a catch. The only differences between the two is the system.out.print message and output.println message. This is taking the output. It's taking what's written and printing it out as the output within the other chats, the other clients. And this is just reading the messages from the server and printing them out. So with this while statement, we're checking if the input does not equal null, and then while it does not equal null, you check within that while if the message length equals 0. It's kind of like the same thing. But yeah, if it is 0, you break. If it's not, print. And the same thing over here. If it does not equal null, and if it is 0, break, else print that message. And then you close once you're done reading and writing. And this is the close method. It just shuts down the socket, it closes the socket, and then it exits the system. And this is the run method. I created an executor service thread. I did a new fixed thread pool of 2. Not really sure why, I just kind of threw it in there. And then once you submit this thread, you run the process of reading, you run the process of writing, and then you shut down the thread. So it's doing this every single time for every client. And this is the server method, server class. So I created global variables, a server socket, a hash map, and a thread. So this method, the main method, gets the port number from the command line. If it's valid, just parse the port number. If it's not valid, throw in an exception. And I create a new instance variable of server. And now I do a listen and close. So this is the constructor. It takes in a port number. Server socket is a new server socket with the port number. The sock is the hash map. And yeah, it just creates a new hash map instance. And the thread, it also creates a new executors fixed pool. So this is the amount of clients I can join in at once, and I put 5. And listen, the method listen just listens for client connections. While it's listening, I did a try and catch, so it makes sure that the client socket is accepted and gets the output stream. So it connects with the client socket, and then it prints the output stream of the client. And then after doing that, it populates a hash map and sockets with the client. And then a thread is used to handle reading and writing between clients. And this thread you'll see further down. And this is the handle messages method. It takes an interface. It takes an input of socket. I surrounded it with a try and catch. This method practically just reads and writes between clients. This buffered reader input just reads the input in the server between clients, and then while messages does not equal null, if the first word typed into the command line after their port number, if this is their first word, it's going to be their name. So, for example, you type in your port number, you're connected, and then you type in like hi. That name, that's going to be their name that pops up on the chat. It's going to be hi. Uh, what is it? Colons, and then their message after that. So, yeah, their first word should always be their name. And yeah, this is practically what that's telling us. It's just while the messages, while the input messages is not equal null, and if this is if their first word is null, then their first word is going to be their name. Also, if it's not null, if the name is already input, just print out the message with the client name next to it. And then once the standard input is closed, the socket is removed, and that's what this is doing. And then yeah, all the threads are closed within the close method, so they just shut down.